Jane, I don't want you to be watching them exercise tapes tonight. You watch that ball game, I'm going to be acting like a kitty. That's my imaginary life for Ted and Jane.
Yeah, imaginary action.
Let's see. Jeff Goldblum is here, ladies and gentlemen, a fine actor and always a great guest. We couldn't be happier to have him back to the program. Always has interesting, amusing, personal, true-life anecdotes to tell.
Get him out here.
Yeah, all right. Well, perhaps he can play the piano.
Oh, I'm retiring from show business.
Hey, come on. No.
Just
What the
kidding.
hell
All
would we
in
do
fun.
without you? Screaming Trees will be on the program. Great rock and roll band.
High energy.
And Chef Daniel Boulou will be out later. He's making for us tonight, everyone gets... Oh, he's making Black Forest ham in a pumpkin.
Ooh, interesting. Is that a dessert or an entree?
The nice thing about that, you have the choice. You can eat it at the restaurant or just carry it out because it comes in kind of the container. Perfect.
Right.
Let's do the top 10 list, ladies and gentlemen. Just between you and me, I hope I can get this Ted Turner kitty thing out of my system. All right, now you've gone and ruined our fun, for God's sake. The category from the Home Office in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. Top 10 signs our nation's infrastructure may be crumbling. Infrastructure. You have your interstate highways. You have your public buildings, monuments, bridges, tunnels, trestles, that kind of thing.
That's the infrastructure?
I believe so. I'm not completely 100% sure on that, but I believe those are some of the infrastructure.
And these were the signs?
Top 10 signs now that our nation's infrastructure is crumbling. Here we go, number 10. Grand Canyon, now only 8 feet wide. Number 9, trains must perform Evel Knievel-style jumps to compensate for missing bridges. Number 8, face of Hoover Dam is a crazy quilt of different kinds of string and tape. Number 7, introduction of new Ben & Jerry's flavor nutty crumbled infrastructure. Number 6, New York City potholes now available as studio apartments. Number 5, Tom Brokaw is forced to fry bacon with his eyes. I'll tell you something, that's a sure sign something is wrong. When a network anchor man has to fry bacon with his X-ray vision, you're not telling me something's out of whack? Number 4, New York Public Library recently collapsed when guy leaned against it. Number 3, when driving on I-95, often find yourself in center of earth. Number 2, hairline cracks beginning to appear in Barbara Bush. Number 1. Yeah, but at least it's not me making that kitty sound. And the number 1 sign your nation's infrastructure is crumbling. 3 words, West Side Highway. There you go. Some kind of toxic nuclear cloud. Our first guest has starred in such motion pictures as The Big Fly and the Chill. No, I'm sorry. I stand corrected and more than a little embarrassed. That's right. He has starred in such films as The Big Chill and The Fly and The Big Chilly Fly. Did you see that one? Whoa, I'm chilly.
Oh, it's a chilly fly.
His latest offering, Fathers and Sons, opens in selected cities on November 6th. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to have him back to the program. Here's Jeff Goldblum. Jeff! Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
You know what? This reminds me of last night. We were lucky enough on the program to have Johnny Cash with us.
Yes.
And he dressed almost identically.
Yes.
Now, is there a connection? Is this something you thought about, or is there anything behind the way you look tonight, or shall I just go on?
No, it's a rich subject. Rich, I'm sure. But I don't know what to say about it.
It's a striking look, certainly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Striking in a good way?
Yeah, I think so, because we were all very excited last night when Johnny Cash was here, and there's just something about his voice and his music and his presence, and it was really great fun to have him here last night, and I think that's why I noticed this.
Oh, thank you.
Let's, a couple of interesting things come to mind for me. I know that you had the misfortune to be in Hawaii for the most recent storm.
Yes, yes.
Iniki?
The storm Iniki, that's right, on Kauai. I was filming this Jurassic Park movie. Steven Spielberg was
This is a
directing
huge
it.
motion picture, isn't it?
Huge motion picture.
What is it about? And then we'll get to the storm in a second.
Yes, yes. Oh, dinosaurs, you know, a billionaire, squillionaire Sir Richard Attenborough, played by Sir Richard Attenborough, gets scientists to figure out with the DNA somehow how to make dinosaurs in the modern world. Makes a park out of them.
They start out as a novelty, as just kind of a little something fun, right? The dinosaurs?
Well, yes, it's meant to be a whole a big fun park.
Yeah.
Like a zoo, amusement park thing that people will flock to, because they've got hundreds of big
Actual dinosaurs, yeah.
That's right. There seem to be maybe safety questions, so they invite me and Laura Dern and Sam Neill to take a preliminary tour.
Do some troubleshooting?
Yes, so to speak. And things go haywire. Dinosaurs get out and run after us.
Yes, sir. When DNA experiments go haywire, woo, get a cab. So you're there filming the next Steven Spielberg blockbuster, and okay, now what happens? Did you have any warning that the storm was coming?
Yes. Very little. It was my last day. It was my last... To be my last day, I was expecting to have it off. I stayed up late. They call it 6 in the morning. Quick, the hurricane that we talked about yesterday is coming. If you quickly pack in a half an hour, you can make the last plane out of here.
Very dramatic, very exciting.
Very dramatic and exciting. I threw all my clothes from the 2-week stay in there. Quickly, bellhops, of course, I quickly got sort of, lugged it past the women who sold the Danish and all that stuff, and looked, I'm sure, to them like a chicken, like some kind of panicking. They didn't realize that I was late for this plane.
All right, now I don't want to leave people with the impression that you are leaving the women selling the Danish behind.
We don't?
No. They're on the storm where the island is about to be terrorized by the storm.
True.
Yeah.
True. So, I don't know how we can say about it. But,
anyway,
in fact, I was leaving.
Yeah.
But I missed the plane. There's no plane to get. In fact, the last plane couldn't get off. And that day, they told us the storm was coming. The eye is coming right over the island.
Oh, man.
Leave your rooms. Put the couches against the windows, because they're all going to crash in. Fill the bathtubs with water, because there's going to be no water after this. And let's all meet, the film crew, in fact, down in this ballroom, where we think it will probably be okay. If it starts to fill up with water, maybe we'll have to evacuate, but we think... So we kind of look at the storm coming and marvel at its awesome power as long as we
now,
can.
what manifestation, what form did it take? I mean, was it like just the worst driving, windy rainstorm you've ever been in, or was it much, much more? I mean, obviously the damage was much, much more, but what did it look like?
Well, amazing. As much as we could, we stayed up there until we couldn't anymore, and the waves started to come and get bigger and bigger, and wind, and then we had to get in, but we'd peek out and be able to see amazing driving, 150-mile winds. You've seen it on television.
Yeah.
But it's amazing, the sound, and it's blowing. Trees are, flying.
Just uprooted
everywhere.
the big palm trees.
Exactly, exactly.
Now, did they say in this storm, or was it the one in Florida, that they clocked winds, they think, nearly at 200 miles an hour?
I'm not sure which one.
Yeah, and you've obviously never seen anything like it.
No, never anything like it. And we just huddled together for hours, played charades and played games, and, I thought for a second, should I have a plan here that's like, have they taken care of everything, or should I have... Well, I shouldn't start hoarding food or something. I wanted to do the heroic thing, but it did bring us together. We had a sense of community, and we played games and stuff like that.
I think the Coast Guard in one of their little hurricane pamphlets suggests charades during a hurricane.
Yes,
I think they do.
We were following that.
Well, I'm glad you survived, and but man, what a horrible experience for the folks who lived there and lost their homes and more.
Dreadful.
Yeah.
There were people who didn't make out very well.
We need to do a commercial. We'll continue chatting here with Jeff Goldblum in a minute.